This, the pure monk Shuriken thrower. One of the main things in building this is just having an insane amount of single target damage, sacrificing a ton of other stuff for just all of that just pump into one target. I've played a lot of thrower in the past, doing R10s and challenge raids, and thrower itself has always had a huge, if not the most, damage potential for single target brand. So trying to take that and move on to hardcore and really focus around raids and high reapers to have a huge impact on those bosses and bursting them down. Some of the biggest strengths is that it has one of the highest single targets in the entire game, especially for hardcore, where you generally have to sacrifice some defenses. You're staying a little lower defenses, but making it up for other mitigation, and then just pushing all of that damage into your single target. You also have, because you're pure monk, you have all your monk stances for some flexibility. If you need more saves, you need some more defenses, anything like that. Along with that, in defenses, because you're wearing cloth armor and big monk, you have abundant step or some movement, just for a little bit of burst movement. You don't have a ton of key generation, but the bit that you do have, if you need to burst move, you can. And cloth armor gives you a ton of dodge for any physical attacks coming in. And then once again, that single target is really the highlight of this build. Some weaknesses, though, you don't have any self-healing, and all of your damage mitigation is mostly active in movement. You have to know the quests, know where you can stand, know what safe spots there are, what mobs are coming up, what things you have to burst down and prioritize. Leveling is also slow, especially if you're solo. You are single target until you're level 15, and even then, it's the only AoE that you have is in a straight line with improved precise shot. So very much so benefits being in a party at all levels of play. It's the main focus of this. And if you do end up getting aggro, again, you have a little bit of movement to get around and try to shake it off, but really just getting in, having someone else take aggro of the pack, and then bursting down the targets, bursting down the high priority targets is where this shines. From there, everything builds around Ninja Spy. It's where you get most of your hit and damage while centered, some bonus helpless damage, a lot of sneak damage, and a little bit of poison on an imbue. You also, advanced ninja trading, you have a chance based on your dex score to throw an extra shuriken per attack. So we're scaling dex as much as possible to get those extra shurikens out. And just going from there. Shuriken's double bonus on crit threat range. We have crit threat multi. Down on spy. Diversion. Good stuff. We're going up a Horizon Walker to get the Dex Trance for insightful damage. Very nice. And this is also a Warforge, and you can't play Shifter because you can't rage while centered, but you can go up and grab the 0.5W on Warforge, and adds a little bit more survivability, a little bit of range power, which is nice for this. You do have to run over to Vistani Knife Fighter to get your haste boost, and then one little throw into Henshin for the imbue. From that, you're trying to scale up your damage as much as possible, big sneak dampers, so you can hit huge Hunt's Ends on targets, deal huge burst damage, and you'll have a bit of imbue, which will give you extra 1d77s for 7 imbue on the prism stance, and all of the double rainbow and everything. So huge Hunt Ends damage, a little bit of CC, which is nice in case something goes on you or you need to immediately target a Reaper, whatever it may be, with pin and autos. And then Mass Chaos doing an insane amount of bonus damage to all bosses. Anything that's high priority target, you pop Mass Chaos. Bonus 50% damage once it gets stacked up. Very good. Your secondaries is over to Legendary Dreadnought. You can get a little bit of imbue if you want, extra action boosts, which are fantastic, double shot, bonus ability scores, trying to scale up that dex as much as possible, and then bonus PRR and damage and health. Shadow Dancer, you can go up, you're going up, grabbing more double shot, grabbing more sneak die, and you can even drop 1 point in the assassin ADC. You don't get a ton of actives with that, but you do get more benefits of Night Shield, which is nice. Free Dimension Door, great. I'm going to go a little bit more defensive. You can go Grandmaster of Flowers with the stances. Nothing too crazy in that, though. From there, have our feats. And again, sort of like with the Advanced Ninja Training, getting you extra shurikens, you have the Shuriken Expertise, which allows you to throw extra shurikens based off of your dex. Same thing, stacking together, bunch of shuriken throwing. One throw can have 3 shurikens in it. Great. And then going down the list, your Pure Monk. So you get a few extra feats early, as well as 10,000 stars, which is going to give you a ton of double shot. Secondary scaling wisdom for ranged power, which is fantastic. Then rapid shot works for thrown weapons. Nice. As well as quick draw. Quick draw also helps you throw faster. And then basics, precision, precise shots, improved crit, IPS, a single weapon fighting for a little bit more healing and a little more defenses, then toughness through heroic durability. Same thing with purple, perfect single weapon fighting. And then the general offensive epic feats, improved martial arts for an extra 0.5 W, combat archery for an extra 0.5 W, overwhelming critical for the increased big numbers, double shot, embodiment of law, a little bit of imbue, watchful eye gives you 5% double shot off of pierce deception. Ethereal plane, you're doing a lot of sneak die for this, so extra 6 sneak die is fantastic. A little bit of imbue. From there, at your gearing, you are using a Shuriken. Dino Bone gives you really high base damage, 31 compared to 32 of Reliquary. So a little bit lower than Reliquary, but your damage here is insane. You can get Affirmation on your Horn slot when you farm that up. Exceptional Dex, increasing the Shuriken chance. Some bypass on Flame, a little bit extra damage right at the start. Then going through the sets, go Shadow's Emptiness for the bonus imbue die. I really tried hard to fit bonus sneak die in this set, but it just would not play nice. You had to sacrifice so much to get a little bit more sneak die. I found it just wasn't worth it. Go with a more simple set. But you are still scaling our sneak pretty heavily with it. This gives us bonus imbue die, which scales with our poison damage, as well as the prism stance. Though, double shot and MRR is very nice. The Forbidden Knowledge. Here we get our PRR, more ability scores, more damage, more range power. Fantastic. Starting from the Docent, we get a nice little freedom movement and PRR Docent. Going up, we have this nice Wisdom and Forbidden goggles. The next part of our Lost Purpose, Shadow's Emptiness set. Deadly Accuracy Armor Piercing Seeker. Fantastic. Over to the... We're playing Warforged, so the Blade Mark Amulet is fantastic for our repair amplification, as well as insightful sheltering, more defenses and health with the Profane Life Force. A subtle sound, insightful deception gives us more sneak damage, quality seeker, more crit damage. Fantastic. The last part of the Emptiness set, giving quality accuracy, deadly, insightful armor piercing, insightful double shot, which is grand. Big defense belts, as well as more Forbidden Knowledge set, vitality, quality PRR, quality fortification, which we don't really need as a Warforged, but it's nice. And then on. This is the natural accuracy, giving us our quality dexterity, quality double shot, and greater marksmanship for more damage, as well as a little bit less threat on us with just diversion. So fantastic ring. Later game thing comes through the Lithely quests, which are really spooky. Be careful with that. The exceptional dex is just to show the quality dex going on there. Dino Bone is our minor artifact for big dex, big deception. This gives us our more sneak damage. Armor Mar, little Relentless Fury. Grand. And then boots for our insightful dex. And distant diversion, which we also have in the ring. A little bit of dodge, which is nice because we're a monk. as well as more dodge on our rings and improved deception to strip the or make targets susceptible to sneak attacks. And then lastly, worldly wrappings, more wisdom for more range power on 10,000 stars, and then our last piece of next up is the breakdowns of all this. So our stances, we can stance with Archer's Focus, scaling it up. We have Wind Stance for more Shurikens, Ocean Stance for more Wisdom if you need that, IPS and Archer's Focus, which is great. We have our Trance, and then Imbue Damage and the Mantle. Overall, this is going to bring us to around 74 Dexterity, which is pretty solid. Constitution 46, not bad for a pure monk as well. Our saves are not terrible. Fort isn't the worst. Will is a little bit more lacking. We're gonna have pretty solid reflex and a no fail on that. Great. Our defenses, we have 17, 30 HP, which is very nice for a monk. Lets us take a couple hits of damage, as well as PRR in the mid 53 mitigations, but with a ridiculous amount of dodge. We are able to dodge a lot of those attacks coming in. MRR is capped for us and giving us 35. Downsides of being a monk, being a cloth wearer. Going down to our offensive breakdown, we have 7 Imbue dice, which is great. 21 sneak dice with 26 sneak damage. That's just a ton of sneak coming in when you can get that behind. 74 double shot, but that gets insanely spiked when you're at monk. There's an extra 100 here just for monk levels. 174, and you can go higher. A ton of range power with Archer's Focus active as well. Our weapon itself dealing a ton of damage. We're down 1 W because of something in the builder, so I believe it's even higher. Our attack bonus is great. Our damage follows up. Our damage is about the same, so when we're doing big hunts ends and getting those guaranteed crits, we're hitting a ton. That and then over on the fills, filigrees, just bonus dex going on. A little bit of double shot. This is mostly where just scaling double shot, bonus dex, double shot, crack shot negotiator, more double shot, more range power. That is that. A little Shuri thrower for hardcore.